We are having probably the first AMA after the listing. So we would like to address our future roadmap. We would like to tell you basically what's our opinion on the listing, what happened afterwards. Then we would like to proceed with our major announcement, the future roadmap. We'll also provide you with some statistics with regard to to our token, to our listing. So there will be a lot of going on. At the same time, I'm happy to share that I'm back from my holiday. Last couple of days, I've been traveling on my bike around the world. So I had a pretty good time and pretty good rest. I expect that until the end of August, some of our team members will be on their holiday. The plan is to go back with the full power starting from September. But at the same time, we would like to present you some of our key team members. At the end of the day, it's not only me, but also the team of somewhere around 27 to 30 people. And one of our key team members is definitely Professor Farmer, our CBDO, the head of our business development department. He's already joined as the speaker. So maybe I will pass my voice to Professor, and he will provide you with some data, with some numbers with regard to our token, with regard to our token listing. And then I will take over the microphone. So, Professor, the stage is yours.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Hello, good to be here. Yeah, so as Pan has mentioned, I would like to give you a little bit more overview on our token launch. As just yesterday, we were celebrating the first month of GSwift token trading, so I believe like this is the right time to provide some numbers and some summary for that. So maybe some of you have already noticed that just yesterday I've also posted tweet X actually post on Elon Musk platform, let's say it. And these are like some numbers which give a little bit more insights about our token. So basically, as you may know, like our token, I believe, has done a great job in recent after the token launch. Just to like, let's be honest, currently the market situation, especially for altcoins is pretty bad. So it's not easy to roll out a successful token launch. I see many tokens launching and doing not like actually launching and actually not like maybe like probably most of you were used to tokens rising just after IDO pumping a lot, but that was during bull market. And now in a bear market, majority of these tokens are very performing very mediocrely, I would say. So some of them go straight down, some do like very small returns. So this is like, I believe like what GameSwift has done is very successful. I don't want to say too much about it because let's be honest, the token itself is just only a part of our activity. We are also doing a real business here, so we don't want to focus on that only on that token. But it is worth mentioning. This is like something which makes our project decentralized, and this is like also something which unites us together, also by providing some financial interest. So just a quick recap, like our token in the peak has reached a price of 18 cents, which is like around 10x from Sparta IDO price and even 13x from the listing and Bybit price. So I believe this is a number which is not really easily replicable in these market conditions, and this is a huge success. Why is it a huge success? Because also it's important to mention that on the one hand, we have long-term holders, investors, people who believe in projects, in real business going behind the project. But on the other hand, we also have people who like speculation, who like short-term investment opportunities, and many of these people, especially, are present on centralized exchanges, and they like to play with some fresh tokens. So I believe like GameSwift is one of the tokens which was mm, heavily traded by such people, and thanks to that, we have also acquired not only these people aimed on speculation, which are we should also appreciate, but also more token holders. And this is also reflected in the number of holders. Like currently, we have over 6,100 token holders. So this is a steady growth of our community, and this is also a very important factor for us to see that our community is expanding, that these numbers are growing, and we can welcome more people here also on Discord, discuss with them, and have them as our supporters. Uh, Also, important factor to mention is that maybe some of you have noticed that recently the token has been performing relatively worse, but let's be honest, there are like ups and downs, and during the first, I don't know, almost 3 weeks of our token price action, it was very bullish. So sometimes there are ups and downs, and we need to also be mindful of this, and that it doesn't mean that, for example, anyone from, I don't know, team members or people who could have more tokens, like our, let's say, foundation, or as we call it, is dumping on you. Also, just by looking at the metrics, I would like to underline that our token is, like, the releases of our token are very moderate. So we have like around 44 million tokens actually currently circulating as a circulating supply. And this is below the number which was projected to be available at TGE. That means basically that there are still a lot of people who have not yet claimed their tokens, as for example, airdrop claimants. They are still eligible for some tokens to claim, yet many of them have not done it yet. So that also brings this number lower, actually, that it was projected to be. So this is also very important, because we know that there are a lot of projects which have, maybe some positive price action at the start, but later on it's just I would say a dump fest it's called, when the inflation is rising. I don't know, some insiders, some maybe early investors, team members are dumping on community. This is not the case with us. Also worth mentioning here that our private and seed token investors are also locked for the cliff period. So that means, and this is like at least 6 months, with majority of them locked for at least 12 months. So this is also a long period, which will ensure that we are ready to, let's say, have more tokens circulating. Once the business is more mature, we have a high number of community members, and there are also possibly better market conditions for especially for altcoins. So just to recap, I would say that this first month of our of the trading of GameSwift token was very successful. maybe some of you have bought it relatively higher, let's say, but it's worth mentioning that we were encouraging and also enabling our committee members to enter at the lower price point. So I believe those people who were able to do it are still happy with the token performance. And also I believe, like, from the other perspective, it's also worth mentioning that uh, in general the statistics are very positive in the long term. Like, our token holder base is rising. There are relatively not many tokens liquid, as many of them are either staked or locked in liquidity pools for a long period of time, like 52 weeks. And this is also something that we admire, that many of our committee members and holders decided to lock their tokens for such a long period of time. And this is like something that we are treating as a sort of, voice of support for us. So yeah, I don't want to like say too much about the token itself. Just just remember that, this is a very highly volatile asset. We have relatively bearish market conditions, and sometimes uh, I would say it's better for the token to, let's say, cool off, chill out a little bit, because in the long term, we are here to make it successful. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I'm also copy pasting the tweet of Professor where he presented some more of the data with regard to the GSwift circulating supply. As you can see, we just reached the more than 6,000 unique token holders. It is a really nice score and 10% increase in the last 3 weeks. At the same time, 20% of our circulating supply is staked. So if any one of you is still not staking and not taking advantage of our yields, it is available on our community website section. At the same time, I believe that one of our success is that we managed to not only generate a really high volume on the Bybit, but also on the DEX. Every day that the volume is higher than $1 million. In our peak, it was somewhere around $4 million. So I think that from the perspective of the time, we can say that the risk of GameSwift disappearing has not materialized. I mean that, you know, the game plan for doing the listings, token listings during the bear market is pretty simple. It's either you make it or break it. Uh, if you successfully launch your token during the bear market, then there is a high chance that you will be the first, let's say, project which will take advantage, which will benefit from the upcoming bull market. At the same time, you can bring a very strong holders type of community. Basically, as a personal investor, I'm trying to find projects which build successful communities during the bear market, because that's the foundation for the future token growth. But the risk of doing listings during the bear market is that 99% of those token listings are a failure. And many of those projects disappear. And when the bull market starts, they are not existing anymore. So that was a substantial risk, which hasn't materialized, as we can see from those statistics. Definitely, GameSwift token launch was a success considering current market conditions. Personally, I was expecting some sideways move of at least 3 months. As I said, we are keeping most of our bullish news after the holiday time. From the historical perspective, September, August were not necessarily the best moments to reveal the most interesting announcements. That's why our plan was not to, build too much hype during this time. It turned out that market has had a different opinion about it, because our token raised from the listing substantially, as Lucas said, up to 17 or 18 cents. I was really surprised by that, but that was also a sign that when the bull market will be back, well, there is a lot of smart money capital waiting for the gains. So that's, although I'm surprised, and I would prefer a sideways move between 5 to 10 cents for a couple of months. I still treat this as a very positive and very promising event for us. Um, the another point from our agenda is what happened after the listing. It's not only about the data, but at the end of the day, we've also provided you with the opportunity of receiving SpartaDex airdrop. So I wanted to give you and elaborate a little bit about it. So, as you could see in the recent days, weeks, or even months, there are a couple of substantial exploits, substantial hacks in the DeFi sphere. 1 month ago, we found out about the Curve Finance, which is the biggest DeFi protocol on Ethereum and in the whole crypto space. Today, there is another reveal with regard to the balancer, which is also very, very big and very substantial protocol. So when I first found out that Arcadex has successfully mitigated the risk of the exploit, I treated this as a very positive signal. To give you some context, because I was during my holiday when the whole action happened. SpartaDex, seeing those recent exploits, has once again decided to review their contracts, and luckily they did it, because many protocols, after receiving three different audits from three different reputed auditors, would probably not do that, but luckily the team of Sparta decided to review those smart contracts, and it turned out that there is some potential vulnerability in the log drop contract. And according to this expertise, Sparta Dex team decided to migrate the liquidity. And why I'm mentioning this? Mostly due to the fact that one of our key success in the GameSwift is that we built the liquidity of $1.5 million, and it is kind of our treasure, which is currently locked on the Spartadex on the Spartadex. So the fact that Sparta has successfully migrated this liquidity and that they avoided the potential hack is a very positive information for us, and that's also the sign that right people are behind the project, and I hope that the team will still be delivering from, at least from the technical perspective. At the same time, for those who are wondering whether to buy or sell, or whether to dump the airdrop, because a lot of you looking to GSIT has received Sparta in exchange. I also wanted to pass some information from the Sparta team, as they were not, and I think that it was from the perspective of morality, it is very good that they decided not to push their marketing during these recent days when the liquidity was potentially affected by this vulnerability. But now they are back to the business, since the migration is successful. They can be back to the full marketing campaign. So that's the small announcement from this side. I, as far as I'm informed, our GSwift liquidity pool is securely stored on the new smart contract. So although it is still, we are at the end of the day in the DeFi space, we need to remember about the risks. Uh, but according to my expertise, the team has done everything to avoid this risk from being materialized. Now we can proceed to the to another news and another announcement. So, except from the Spartadex airdrop, which happened after the listing, there was also the announcement of our base expansion. And of course, once again, for those less informed committee members, mm, some people were trying to figure it out why GameSwift is cooking something on base. Uh, they are at the end of the day they are cooperating with Polygon. They are having their token listed on Arbitrum. So what's the case? So once again, I would like to remind you that we need to separate and we need to understand that GameSwift is the whole product ecosystem. It consists not only of our modular blockchain, which is currently under the development, but also it consists from our gaming platform, which is multi-chain. So we are really let's say, receiving and experiencing a lot of interest from many different chains, which likes to be integrated. That's why Polygon or Casper has rewarded us with their financial grants in exchange for the integration, and there are another chains willing to cooperate with us, like Arbitrum or Base. At the same time, from our perspective, and that's one of the lessons learned from Terra, we are here to provide the best possible diversification. So my dream is to hold G-Swift liquidity pool, not only on Arbitrum, on Spartadex, but also on Base, also on the other chains, maybe on Polygon. So we are here not only to expand our market presence on the platform level, but we also would like to build a cross-chain liquidity pool. At the end of the day, G-Swift is the omni-chain token. It's based on layer zero technology, meaning that it's fully interoperable and you can exchange it between different chains. So Damian is asking what are the next expansion chains for G-Swift. Definitely, we are trying to be up to date with the recent trends. When we see the massive inflow of developers' activity on one of those chains, then there is a possibility that we'll also integrate with one of those that which you mentioned. I think zkSync Era is definitely one of them. Whether it's Linea or Zora, I'm still expecting some higher developers activity, especially the gaming activity. Will GameSwift try to be the first not scam token on base? That's a good and funny question. Yeah, that's usually the case that when the new chain is upcoming, there are a lot of people trying to exploit user funds. So be careful also with the new projects. As you know, we are in the space for many months. Started from Terra, now delivering on our own chain. So I think you don't need to be worried about our team and our plans. Fun paragraph. Are you planning to launch? I'm really not professional. I was expected to provide you with the agenda, but in the meantime, I started to answer your questions as if it's AMA. But at the end of the day, it's good that our conversation is dynamic. So maybe I will be back to my agenda and then I will proceed with your questions. So in the meantime, you can post whatever you want on the chat, but I'm back to the agenda. So since I covered our recent announcements, I hope that you understand what's going on in the recent month. I can also reveal a little small alpha. Usually, I'm supposed to provide you with the the best alphas on the OG group. That's kind of the motivation for you to be active on general and on the hunters Discord channel. But I will not provide you with all the details of this alpha, but I will give you just a little taste of it. So we are incubating, and we are planning to incubate one of the very interesting projects on the base chain. And the idea here is to build the win-win condition for both parties. And I think that from this incubation, our token holders might also take advantage of. But here is the point where I need to finish. So please stay tuned. I don't know whether we are going to announce this partnership in this month. That was the plan, but maybe we'll postpone it a little bit because, as I can see, the market is it's kind of the cucumber season, and I don't see a big value from burying our best cards now. At the end of the day, I said that I want to keep the best news and the best alphas after the holiday season. So I think that's the best possible strategy to keep it and postpone it maybe on September. Um, how is Gaming Cosmos doing over? Uh, it's not doing well. I mean that, and I see Ko is has summarized this very well. I think that there is one hub on Cosmos trying to position itself as the gaming hub, but there's not much of the activity there. Okay, now we can so as you can see, I provided you also with one alpha from our future roadmap. Basically, there are a couple of projects incubated by us. We're having a very strong value proposition for those projects, as we can provide them not only with infrastructure, but also with the full token know-how, with the marketing and the access to our community. So we are always trying to build some kind of the win-win scenario. And my dream for GameSwift, and that's the plan, is to make it kind of the buy, stake, and forget token. What I mean by that, I think that it is a great comparison to the Cosmos ecosystem, which you mentioned. In the recent bull market, Atom, the native token of the Cosmos chain, was kind of buy, stake, and forget token. What I mean by it is that there are a lot of projects building on the Cosmos chain, which are sharing some portion of their total supply with the Atom stakers in the form of the airdrop. And since we are also building our own chain, but also incubating projects building on some other chains, we are also planning to build this kind of business. So I don't want to reveal how many airdrops you can expect, but this is the very substantial part of our token roadmap. Yes, Katie is a good teacher. Alpha's under control. Okay, so Karen is trying to push me to give and reveal some more data about what kind of products they are. Nice try, man. Nice try, man. But I'm not going to spoil the surprise. Speaking of our roadmap, our modular blockchain is currently under the development. I think after the holiday, after the summertime, you can expect our official testnet. And at the same time, we are planning a substantial update to our platform. Mostly, it is a GameSwift trade, so the functionality allowing to not only download, launch the games, but also to trade any of their in-game assets multi-chain with the full interoperability. That's a very important upgrade, so we would like to test it as much as we can. Maybe we'll invite you to the testnet of this platform update, as it is a really big one. I think that the expected delivery time is somewhere between September or October. Um, Caro is asking about token vesting schedule, something like this. Professor, if you have some any kind of this token unlocks chart, you can copy paste it. But I think we can try to cooperate with the token unlocks website to provide them with this kind of the chart, because we have nothing to hide. Just to give you some summary, 44% of our total supply is locked under governance with no further plans of releasing it to the total supply. So this is something that you need to have in your mind when you think about our fully diluted valuation, because almost half of our total token supply is not to supposed to enter the circulation anytime soon. It's up to you of our community of GameSwift stakers to decide upon any releases from this pool. Speaking of other pools, the the investors pool, I mean the seed private investors, is also locked with so-called cliff. So private sale, so seed investors are sitting on 12 months cliff, while the private sale investors are under 6-month cliff. But it's worth to say that the private round is at least 3 times lower, and in terms of the total supply, it's only it's only 4.5% of the or somewhere around it of the total supply. So I like to say that our most of our city investors are under 12 months cliff, and from that point the vesting starts. So there are no substantial. So I like to say that there are no substantial unlocks in the first 12 months of our project activity. That was also the game plan, because we wanted to start in the bear market, but also not to kill the token with the massive inflation during this time where the liquidity is not high. So we kept most of our we tried to provide you with a very steady unlocks, and that's why it is only the public sale and the airdrop which is released in the first 12 months. Uh, Probably today or yesterday there was the unlock from the IDO, but we need to also remember that those IDOs, public sales, were not substantial. It's somewhere around 1% of our total supply, and it is vested for 5 months. So not much of the selling pressure here. Also, the airdrop has been mostly climbed. I think that if anyone has climbed, they've already done it. So buy, stick, and forget is the plan. Okay. So I provided you with some of our technical roadmap. So the first important thing is that our blockchain is under the development. We can expect to be tested after the summertime, and we will, after when the testnet starts, we'll provide you with the massive campaign to inform you and to once again remind you about all the benefits and why our blockchain is so unusual, what is proprietary, especially our staking mechanism, which is trying to capture value from every project from every DApp specific chain plugged into our modular ecosystem. So this is something that we'll try to remind, and I think that the upcoming months are the months when the market and will be playing for the big launch of our blockchain. So that's why we'll try to provide the market with the information why it is so worth to wait for this event. At the same time, we'd like to expand our platform. There are 2 or even 3 substantial upgrades. The first one is the trade section. I like to say that GameSwift platform is the unique combination of Steam, but also a Coinbase platform, meaning that you can not only download and play any Web3 game, but also you can trade all of those in-game assets multi-chain. So the Steam module is already live. You can test it. There are more than 40,000 people registered on the platform, but the Coinbase module is still to be released. And when I speak about platform upgrade, I mean this trading section, and this will be a very massive upgrade. None other gaming platform on the market has something like that. It is our proprietary thing, and I'm really excited about the release of this feature. Also, I wanted to remind you and to tell you that we plan to upgrade the graphics of our launcher. We found it a little bit old-fashioned, so what is currently under the development is that our launcher will be finally looking much more better from the graphics point of view. And finally, Unreal Engine SDK. This is also very important upgrade, which will allow the platform to interact with not only Unity-based games, but also with Unreal Engine. This is something that we are awaiting. And there is one big integration which is planning to be released, but this is something that I will reveal during the OG call. But this is something really big. Okay, so the technical roadmap is, I believe, pretty clear. Also, the narrative is pretty clear for you. So I think that we can proceed with some AMA session. Lucas, professor, maybe you would like to add something on top of what I say.
Yeah, maybe a couple of words also about base integration. So as Pan has already mentioned, like our platform, and this is like mainly a field for this integration, is multi-chain and is interoperable. And this is something important to mention here, that all of the like we don't want to force these all of the games which are collaborating to with us to necessarily deploy on top of our chain. We'd rather integrate with them no matter the chain they are based on. So let's say there are some games from BNB chain, from Avalanche, from Solana, and also from Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, etc. So we see a huge activity on Base. We see that just, I don't know, today or yesterday, Base has surpassed transaction activity of Optimism and Arbitrum combined. So we see a lot of potential there to deploy, to collaborate with projects which are native on Base. And thanks to that, we can also expand our user base, our network of partners, and also our token. And this is also another pillar of our activity, that the token is omni-chain. So it means that it is actually it doesn't matter whether the chain is on Arbitrum or on Base or Polygon or on GameSwift chain. It is still to some extent the same token. It's not wrapped in some kind of version. It is the same token on all of the chains, and this is the meaning of the GameSwift token being omni-chain. So the important also fact about our integration, and some people also here mentioning further integrations such as ZK Sync, Linea, etc., that a part of our strategy, and this is like also some kind of alpha for me, is that we also want to have not only an omni-chain token, but omni-chain treasury. So the treasury, it is I would say the property of our common property of our community, of our DAO. This will be governed by our stakers, and it be available not only on Arbitrum on GameSwift chain, it be omni-chain, and it will be deployed on multiple chains such as Base, such as ZK Sync, such as Linea, and we want to acquire financial assets from multiple chains, and thanks to that we will be able to govern these assets everywhere and have a great exposure to many ecosystems, tokens and projects, etc. So I believe like this is like something very also important to mention here. Also, we expect that as our community will be one, I believe, one of the most active, especially as a gaming based community across these multiple chains, we might also get rewarded for our activity. So I would also be happy if some of these ecosystems would also appreciate our work, our activity, and also possibly reward us with their native tokens. So this is like also something which might also bring more assets for us, for our community, and for our stakers to govern. So this not only omni-chain token, but also omni-chain treasury, which will be announced later on, and this is as some kind of alpha for me.
Okay, perfect. I think that we can now proceed with the AMA section. So, if anyone, if anyone would like to ask us a question using the microphone, the line is open for you, and second, you can let anyone come in. In the meantime, I'm
Okay,
going to
great.
start answering questions.
I have
Shekelstein.
Yes, hello. Good evening,
Hopefully
everyone.
not Frankenstein.
No, not at all. You hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, yes, I was asking because I'm interested if you plan to connect with other communities, gaming communities, like I mentioned Cardano, because Cardano hasn't got any projects now like GameSwift. And it would be interesting to know if you think it's good to connect with them strategically.
Yes, so
Okay.
okay, Lucas, I think you were 1 millisecond faster, so you can start, and then I will maybe say something on
Okay,
top
sure.
of what.
Cardano, yeah, it's definitely one of the most active communities. Like we believe, and this is also something important to mention here, that we are not only, and this was also one of the questions that we are not only like interested in integrating with, I don't know, Ethereum-based protocols. We're also in collaboration with multiple projects from, I don't know, Solana, which is non-EVM. Also we are in strategic collaboration with Casper Network, which is also non-EVM network. So probably Cardano would be a good fit here, as well as this is one of the biggest communities, one of the biggest tokens in the space. They have also a great, especially American-based community, I believe. So we might also expand there. Like we didn't take it as as a priority, because we know that there are a lot of there are some hardships regarding integration with this network. It's built in another programming language, and it's still, I would say, it's rather not not expanding that fast as some other networks, but still definitely interested in exploring some niche, especially as you have mentioned that there is not such a protocol based on Cardano, so we might explore this direction.
What I can say also on top of what Professor said is I'm really big enthusiast of the Cardano community. I used to travel around a couple of US based crypto events, and I was amazed of how well engaged the American community, how much belief that they put into the expansion of the Cardano ecosystem. But I also need to see the increase of the Web3 gaming studios activity on this chain. At the current state, I don't see too much of this kind of activity, but only if I see the increase of this activity on Cardano will definitely be interested to integrate with those games, because as I said, having any bridge to this amazing community of ecosystem would make GameSwift definitely benefit from that. We need to also understand the situation of gaming studios, why they are not building their games on Cardano is mostly due to the fact that the game itself is a really big development effort. When we combine it with the blockchain effort, if it's even more challenging. And Cardano in the current state is still much more complicated. There are not that many smart contracts to be ready to be copy paste like is the case on the EVM. That's why I think that we'll need to wait a little bit for the Web3 games built on Cardano, but I think it's only the matter of time. Thank you, Stein. I see that you written that you are thanking for the answer. So I think that Sekal, you can let in someone else.
Yes, we have one other person, and I am letting them on right now. It's Amnesia.
I like just Arthur comment. I know one fellow, but he's just praying for Cardano to go up. Whenever I came across American people, they're so excited about Cardano, and I need to say that I start sharing their excitement. I mean that I checked the recent data from DeFi Llama, and there is definitely some increase in the TVL on this chain. This is something that these community members were waiting for it. So maybe this is the start of something promising. So we are definitely keeping our eye on what's going on there. Okay, Sekal, I see that you invited Amnesia. But
yes, but I think
maybe
he has withdrawn their
okay, maybe
request,
that was
so
by
we
mistake.
can go. Yes, that's right.
Okay, so we can also address or answer any questions on in the text chat. So let me scroll up. Okay, where's the 5% API from staking? So I think this is Roro no Azoro, a good point to stress out our staking mechanism. So right now, the staking rewards are coming from our staking liquidity pool, from our token supply. But the ultimate goal is to convert it to the fully not non-inflationary reward coming from our real yield. And this real yield will be built mostly from our revenue, which is accrued from many diversified revenue streams. The first one is that our multi-chain gaming platform. That's why we are trying to integrate with any substantial chain and substantial game, because those games are our clients. They are subject to some monthly fees. And when the trading module will go live, we will be also able to monetize the gamers coming from those games. And this is the revenue stream, which I expect to be even bigger. So right now we are in the state where most of those games are subject to somewhere from 6 to 12 months trial periods. So we didn't want to charge them from the day zero. We wanted, as we are confident about our product, we let them use it first. And after this period, they are automatically subject to this membership fee. It's kind of the Netflix for the Web3 gaming studios. So we are awaiting this revenue, and whenever it starts, we are going to redistribute it to our stakers in the form of the real yield. Another, if maybe even more important staking mechanism is connected with our modular blockchain. So I think as the first in the space, we found the way of capturing value from every dApp building on our chain. So our chain is modular, meaning that every gaming developer can either build it on our chain, but they can also build their own app-specific chain. So that they are able to even maximize their revenue by having their game on their own chain. But they need to make this chain secure and decentralized. Especially in the recent events in the DeFi space, we see how much decentralization and the security is important. And this is where GameSwift validators, GameSwift stakers come into the stage, because in exchange for securing the network of all of those gaming specific chains, our stakers, our validators will be rewarded with the staking rewards in those native tokens of those games. So every game building on our ecosystem, plugged into our modular blockchain, will be sharing their staking rewards with our token stakers. So let's assume that there will be 5 games building on and plugged into our modular ecosystem. This means that you can expect, as the GameSwift staker, 5 different tokens as the staking rewards coming to you as the staking rewards. So that's a very interesting vision, our proprietary vision, which is capturing the value from the development of the whole ecosystem. But it's also a win-win scenario for the other party. The gaming studios in this way are able to secure their network and maximize their revenue. So our staking mechanism is really interesting, and if you want to learn more about it, I really encourage you to go to our light paper. Okay, guys, I know that in 5 minutes there are some Champions League qualifications matches. I see some people from Switzerland, so you can let us know whether your club is participating in those qualification matches. I know that from Poland it's probably Raków, which is playing in 5 minutes. So I don't want to keep you here too long. I see that Roro no Azoro is extremely satisfied with the answer. Thank you. Okay. Do you plan to visit any Web2 like events in Poland? I can reveal some alpha that I'm maybe I don't want to speculate about future events, but the next event that I'm going to be participating is the event in Saudi Arabia. I'm flying to Riyadh at the end of the August, and 29th of August there's a really big gaming conference organized by the Prince of Saudi Arabia. Most probably I will have opportunity to speak with him. As you might want to know that they are investing not only in football, you can see a lot of football stars migrating to Saudi Arabia. This is mostly due to the $100 billion football fund. But on top of that, Saudi Arabia is building their position in the gaming world. They are they prepared $36 billion to be invested in the gaming space. So I would like to take this opportunity and to pitch that GameSwift is having a really interesting know-how combining Web2 and Web3 gaming in one place, and maybe they will find their interest in the GameSwift. We'll see. I would like to pitch GameSwift whenever and wherever I am. And I see that usually after those conferences, there is some buying orders on the exchanges. So I will try to be present on as many conferences as I can. Maybe I will be present also in Token 2049 in Singapore in the September. So I will definitely update you on any event that I'm planning to go. I see the Portugal flag. That was the country that I am living in. Also, I come from Poland, but I'm living on a daily basis in Portugal. So happy to see also some Portuguese people here. Okay, guys, I think that's the perfect time to finish. Thank you for your attendance. I see that now it's 82 people. It's a little bit pity that a lot of you has come at the very end of our AMA, but don't worry, I know that you are working. Next time, I really encourage you to set up the alarm to be and to hear it clearly. Thank you very much, and let's keep in touch.